How's it going? So, I want to kind of, because I finalized my research into League of Legends, I concluded that the game is completely unplayable. But for people who, try to do what I did, I'll just give you my conclusions. So, can you actually outplay engagement optimized matchmaking system? So, I'm talking about the system that places you into losers and winners queue, it bounces you between the two, and you have very little to no control over the outcome of the game. So the criteria for success, so when I say success and I say outplay, I mean you can log in and guarantee without shadow of doubt that you will win the game. So I'm talking about 100% control over the outcome of the game. So think about like my one-on-ones. If I'm playing a person, I can almost I can go into 20 games and win 20 games. That tells me I have 100% control over the outcome. Now, people will tell me bullshit like, oh, if you play enough games and you're good, and over time you're gonna climb and blah 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 blah. Dude, like, you have to understand very simple. 100%. If you are higher elo, you should win in the lobby that is lower elo than you. A Wimbledon champion should never lose to some schmuck who is playing part-time tennis. Okay, it's just not possible. In League of Legends, it is. But in reality, it should not be possible, right? So we're talking about that. I found there's only two ways that how you can outplay engagement optimized matchmaking. Now, the first method is what coaches are pushing, which is called super high skill. Super high skill. Right? So we're talking about this is here. I have what's called the 4-tier rule. If you are 4 tiers ahead of your competition, ahead of the elo that you're playing, you can guarantee a win. So let's say you're diamond, you can guarantee a win up to low silver. If you are masters, you can guarantee 100% up to low gold. Does that make sense? Now, it's still kind of shaky because I've seen people challenger lose in silver, which is, according to my model, should not be possible. But roughly, based on me kind of watching streams, doing research into players, checking their OPGG, roughly this is what it looks like. Now, why people are complaining right now, I already made a video, because it used to be 2-division rule. 2-division. Like, if you are like diamond player, you could stomp all the way up to low platinum. Right? Now, the problem in the future is that Riot is making it more difficult as seasons continue. So in the future, my rule is going to be probably 6 divisions, because they're removing skill from the game, and it becomes like a 6-year-old kid can beat Faker now because Faker picked Jax and they picked some new champion. Let's call him Ilawis, or I don't know, some kind of Cyrenius, I don't know, some kind of champion that where he presses a button, Jax basically loses all of his armor and gets 90% true damage because he's a mixed champion. Like, the counter picking is going to become so strong that you just cannot play at all. Okay, so the first way is, that's what coaches tell you. Oh, if you become so good, you're gonna like win games and shit like that. Yeah, if you are like challenger playing in silver. But this is not a viable strategy because time consumption, right? Just think about time consumption. You need to quit your job, right? Or whatever, college, and then play full time. Like streamer, you basically need to become a streamer. And in return, you get nothing. I also call the strategy Riot Employee. Riot Employee. For free. Because all you're doing, you're carrying shitters to victory. They get the LP for going 0-11 every game, not knowing what the fuck they're doing, and you are carrying them for free. Right? So they bought a new skin for Akali. They pick Akali because Akali been played by their favorite streamer. They go 0-20, and you win the game for them. So they get to tell the enemy team how well they played going 0-20 because they outplayed them by pressing R one time. It's just an ego boost because they are like shitters. They are like, you know, low IQ kids. And you are basically giving them this experience, so you are effectively working for Riot, honestly. Okay, so this is one way of doing it. Again, not a viable strategy, completely useless. Do not do it, it's total waste of time. Second way is the one I was doing, which is this one here. Where's my Whipster? Yeah, this is this one, this strategy here. You see like high win rate. This game I'm not gonna count, so I have 100% win rate if you minus this game, because I kind of knew I'm gonna lose it. I kind of knew it. I just didn't dodge because I coin flipped and I lost the coin flip. But as you can see, like almost anything works. Mundo, whatever. What you're doing is you play OP champ and you fish. You basically play only winner's queue. Winner's queue. Right? So how do you do it? I already made multiple videos. You log into the lobby, you check your teammates. Are your teammates on roll? Are they on roll? Are they at least 55? Preferably at least 60% win rate, right? And they have small pool of champs. Now this is hard to get, but I mean, if they have like a lot of games, over at least, let's say, 20 plus games, because that tells you that they are competent on the champion. All right, so you're looking for players that are on roll, and you want to also have OP champs. Because, for example, for me to play a game with Caitlyn and Nami, they have to, I repeat, have to have at least 70% plus win rate over, let's say, like 40 games. Because you see, Nami and Kate are gonna get shit on late game by champions like Twitch and, let's say, Trash or Nautilus. Because what's gonna happen, right? What's gonna happen? Trash is gonna hook Caitlyn, Twitch is gonna press R, and Caitlyn melts. That's it. That's the outcome of this lane. Alright, so if the guy is like 70+% Caitlyn, he is very, very good at what he's doing. That means he probably knows how to position well, he knows how to kite, he knows what he's doing, he's a good player. Right? Again, Nami. Nami, very easy to be useless, because if she misses her bubbles, she's squishy. Nautilus is gonna press R, and Twitch is going to 3-tap her, and she dies, right? So he has to be good, to play those champs. Otherwise, you're looking for OP champions. And of course, you want to make sure that you are not counterpicked. Because you see, like, this game I screwed up because, I mean, Mordekaiser is kind of strong counter into Garen. But I looked at their composition, I was like, okay, Zilean is not really a champion, to be honest with you, right? This guy is okay. Talon probably gonna be shit. Champ, he's gonna get 2-tapped by Severe. I was hoping Kha'Zix is gonna be shit. So the only problem we have is this guy, right? And I thought, okay, he's in lane with me. He's not gonna get fed. All he will have is like maybe one extra item or whatever, one like half an item because he took too many plates. Because I roam a lot like a Garen, right, player. But we're gonna have dragons. And my ADC is gonna 2-tap him or whatever, like 5-tap him, and then he dies. that was my thinking process in this game. And the rest of the team is not gonna be useful. Right? So turned out that it was completely opposite. My bot lane got smashed. I roamed bot, nothing happened. As a result, I fell behind. Also, Garen into Mordekaiser shit. So he basically murdered me. And that was the game. That was the outcome of this game. So you need to make sure that you are not counterpicked. And that's it. Now, not viable strategy. Again, right? Why? Because your first 3 to 4 wins, it will work. Once you reach, like, I'd say maybe even up to 6 wins. Well, I'd say maybe 5. Past that point, you're gonna play 1 out of 20 games, right? So you'll be dodging 19 times per game, and it grows exponentially, right? So if you win like 11 in a row, you're gonna be dodging like 40 games. Sometimes you'll be playing only 1 game per 3 days. My guess, because the system just keeps putting you into the loser's queue, the loser's queue, the loser's queue. It's forcing you to lose because of engagement optimized matchmaking, right? And you are just dodging. I was thinking maybe you can try reinstalling the client or not playing at all for like 2 days. Because you see, if you swap an account, it doesn't matter because the client tracks your IP, and whether you're playing on 20 different accounts, it makes no difference because the system still detects that it's you. And because you're marked for loser's queue, you're gonna fucking lose, right? Because they're trying to control your addiction to the game, right? And the way they do that is by basically controlling your win rates, right? So the way to get you hooked into the game is to make sure that you don't always win or don't always lose, right? So it's kind of like a coin flip, because people are addicted to this, right? So they track your IP, you swap accounts, they still have to make you lose because they want to make sure that you get addicted to the game. So the client is kind of like the account doesn't matter. It's you and the client. It's not you and the account, if that makes sense, right? And the client operates the engagement optimized matchmaking, right? So, yeah. So that's why I concluded that the game is unplayable, right? Because you cannot guarantee a win, and methods that do guarantee a win are simply not viable. I mean, I was dodging, I made a video, I was dodging for 7 hours. Like, I won this game here, and I don't think it's this game, I don't remember which one was it, but I mean, I was dodging for 7 hours. 39 dodges to win a game. 39. And the worst shit of all is that you can still lose because the system can put smurfs on enemy, like dual queue. I don't know, some kind of nemesis with rangers dual queuing. You're not gonna beat them. Like, it's just, you're not gonna beat them because they're both professional level players. They're gonna poop on you, right? Because they're gonna out macro you, out rotate you. They know what they're doing. And in here, you also can sometimes lose in silver because, I mean, sometimes you get players that are just, it's impossible to carry them. Impossible. So again, you see, like, the game is just not playable because there's no way to guarantee a win. Thus, you're coin flipping. And methods that do guarantee a win are not solid. They're not solid because you can still end up losing. Imagine you are dodging for 11 hours straight and then you lose the game. You're gonna freaking explode with anger. Absolutely explode. All right? And even if you do master this strategy, it's so time consuming getting to super high skill is very time consuming. Very, very time consuming. Right? I'm talking this requires a lot of... first you have to play overpowered champion, and then you have to master the matchups so you can stomp your lane, and then you have to play the game correctly. It's too much work, right? And also, my guess is that this strategy Riot does not like. Because generally, Riot does not like skill expression, right? So they are removing anything. They are removing your ability to carry games. So as time passes, this strategy becomes harder and harder and harder. Right? So that's what I'm saying, is that it's going to get to the point where unless you are absolute faker, like I'm talking absolute faker, if you're like faker, only then you can guarantee wins all the way up to Masters. Before that, forget about it. And this might even get to 8 divisions. That means if you're a faker, you can only win up to 100% up to plat. Like, I mean, that's ridiculous, because how many people can actually become faker? Like, there's only 2 people in the world that have the same skill. It's Faker and Dopa, who have the same kind of like solo skill. Well, there are now more players, but I mean, we're talking like 10 players in the world out of population of like bazillion players. Like, we're talking like 100 million probably. You're not gonna get, like, statistically, it's impossible for you to have this skill. And it's not worth it. Again, think about it. What do you get in return? You get nothing. You are a Riot employee. All you're doing is carrying shitters who are playing for fun, ranked. I mean, dude, people play ranked for fun. Dude, if you're playing ranked, go play normals. Do you know what I mean? That's my philosophy. So, yeah. So you see, my conclusion is unplayable game. That's it. That's why I stopped. Take care.